Okay, I've got a confession to make. And I really didn't ever think that I'd find myself in this predicament, but I gotta say, one of my most favorite and most surprising phones that I've got in the last 6 months, and definitely over the last year, this one right here, the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. I was interested in it for a long time. I didn't like the price point because, of course, it's not one of those ones you can just walk into a store and look at it. It's like, hey, $1,300 sight unseen, order this sucker because we're Sony, right? Well, I have not had a good impression of Sony and their phones for a long time. They do things kind of backwards. And on top of that, trying to get one, you have to order it from somewhere. They were late, they were delayed. Snapdragon 888 at the end of the year by the time you could finally get a hold of it. But I gotta say, I really like it a lot. And the things that I like most about it are very simple things, like the aspect ratio. I like how thin it is. I like how narrow it is. It's very easy to hold and use one-handed. Let me go ahead and take the case off here so you can get a better look at it. But I think it's got a nice, simple, elegant design on it. And of course, it's purple, so I mean, I like it for that. I mean, you can see the lights behind me. Purple is my favorite color. So they're like, hey, here's this fancy new Sony phone. I mean, they weren't, hey, I had to buy it, right? But it's nice, it's thin, it's kind of squared and rounded off in the right places. Aesthetically, it's pleasing. I like the camera module on here, even though I'm not a huge fan of the cameras. And that's going to be another topic of conversation, I think, because they're kind of out in like the Wizard of Oz land on this one, especially with the front-facing selfie camera only being 8 megapixels, and it's not very good. So, yes, a lot of emphasis here on kind of the pro feature stuff, especially when it comes to the camera. This is just like having basically a DSLR camera or micro four thirds. It is built out. It's got the Sony stuff in there for the camera, and they went like the extra whole 9 yards and then some, and then dragged a couple of linemen across the end zone to get a touchdown. They put so much emphasis into the primary camera and the video capability and also the camera interface and being able to use the pro features and do it right. And then it's like, here's this old selfie camera that nobody cares about. So there are things about it that are questionable, but I ended up paying $800 and something. I got this in almost brand new condition. And also, if you're curious, my favorite case for it is this Nano Pop one. It's a Caseology. Love it. I'll have a link down in the comment section down in the description, along with the phone. If you want to buy one, they'll have the affiliate link there for that stuff. It helps support the channel if you do buy one, but not obligated to. I enjoy the phone though. I like the side-mounted fingerprint sensor. It's not under the screen. There's none of that craziness. I love the 120 hertz refresh rate. It does have a beautiful screen on it. The 120 hertz refresh rate does feel really smooth when you're using it. Probably the best out of any phone. Has a 4K resolution. That's right, a 4K actual screen resolution. So that way when you watch it, it's like an ideal display with the format and the display ratio that's on here, the screen ratio. It is so nice. So whenever you watch stuff on here like movies and real content, it's really nice. And then also there's this I can't remember what it's called, but there's a feature with the Sony vibration here and the sound. What happens is while you're watching the movie, it basically has, well, when you're doing anything, watching videos, it has basically a rumble pack built in. So if you remember the Nintendo 64 or even the Game Boy, you had the little adapter that you could put on there, the rumble pack that gave it the vibration. That's what you get. You get the vibration along with the sound in time with the video while you're watching it. It's actually really enjoyable. You can adjust the intensity up or down, but they've been pretty good with the software. It's running Android 10. I ended up getting it, I think, kind of early March, so they were a little behind everybody else, but Android 12 gigabytes of RAM. Also, you've got SD card support on here, which is great. And you've also got this really nice, big, beautiful display, 120 hertz, HDR10 plus. You got the whole 9 yards. So it's been really nice and surprising. Maybe it's because I haven't really used a Sony phone in a very long time. But yeah, it's been really refreshing. Also, it doesn't get 5G with AT&T, which just is really, really weird. But it does. I've got my T-Mobile SIM in here. I've been enjoying 5G. The antenna seems to be perfectly fine. The Snapdragon 888 seems to be fine-tuned really well. And it's just been an enjoyable experience. So that's kind of it. Not really a 100% formal review. I've already done other videos in the past. I've talked about it before. But it's been a really nice and enjoyable and refreshing phone to use. Different from the Samsungs, different from the iPhones, different from the OnePlus. There's a long list, of course, but I think it's a good alternative. I think if you want something that's under $1,000 now, I'm sure there's some places you'll still find it for that, but they had it on Amazon a little while back for under $800 MSRP, had dropped the price on it. So you can shop around, find some good deals, even to this point at the end. Well, we're in 2022 now. I think it's a pretty darn good phone. I've really been enjoying using it, and it's been a surprise. But the hang up is the camera, because the auto camera stuff, not very good either. The telephoto, it's okay. The wide angle, the primary is really where it's at. It's got a good primary camera. It's pretty good for video too. The camera interface, if you like to go hands-on, if you're not going to go hands-on, don't buy this camera. Like, if you're not going to dive into it and take advantage of the pro camera features on here, don't waste your money. Because you're going to get a better natural point-and-shoot camera with the Pixel, with the Samsung, with the OnePlus, with the iPhone. This is not a very good point-and-shoot camera, and it really doesn't have a great selfie camera. So those are kind of the drawbacks. So if you don't care about selfies all that much and you just want an adequate selfie camera, if you want some photos that aren't quite as good as the other ones when you do the point-and-shoot stuff, if you don't care about that stuff, but you really want the Sony phone, you want the cinematic aspect ratio, you want all the really cool stuff on there, the 21:9, then you're really going to enjoy it. There's some nice special stuff that they've done here that really helps it stand out from other phones and makes it feel special. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to head down to the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.